All right, here's a kit. A lot more simpler, which doesn't replace your AC compressor. I can use my stock one. So it comes with the pulley that we're gonna be replacing the water pump pulley with. This is the stock one. Obviously, you still retain it, but it has another built-in pulley where the power steering pump's gonna drive onto it. Comes with a nice bracket, all the hardware. Here's the pump, really nice, and the pulley. And that'll go like so-ish once we get it up there. And that'll mount right in there. We'll retain the AC right here, and it should work great with our power steering rack and the hydro boost we're gonna be installing over that way. So, womp, womp, womp. Option 2. So the original power steering pump and AC compressor that we're gonna swap in here will not work. Why? They say it works, but it's meant more for the truck motors. The truck motors have a little different, they have a little different layout where the AC and the power steering would go, and the screws are tapped, you know, on the block. So it's a little different. So we had to go with this company that came into the rescue, KRC Power Steering, which we have kit. Let's go over that. And another boo-boo is that little thing right over there, the spindle. We have to switch it. So luckily I was able to source a new spindle, which is basically, it's still a Mustang 2 spindle, but the spindle that my power steering rack came with is, they call it like a Pro Touring. So I would have told Willwood that I had a Pro Touring style spindle. I would have got a different style bracket mounting plate for the caliper. So easy fix. Instead of sending everything back, I just get this spindle, which comes built in with the arm, as you can see, and then my caliper brackets are mount right there, and easy fix. So we'll get these brakes put on there and look real good. So we had a lot of fun putting on the AC compressor. Sam loved it. He says he wants to do a lot of these. I don't know why they made it that way, but there's no adjuster or tensioner on the AC compressor. So what we had to do is pretty much install the compressor and then walk the belt and spin the crank to get this belt to go on, but you can see how tight it is. So now is time to install the power steering. So here's the bracket, and this one definitely lines up. You can see there's a hole there, there's a bolt there, and there's a bolt there. So we'll get this installed and get the power steering on there. All right, we got the bracket installed. As you can see, the 3 points. This one is like the pivoter. That's the one that adjusts the lower bolt. And this one is the one that goes right on top. So you can see that upper bolt. Let's see if we can get it in. And it's in. From there, obviously it's way far, so we're gonna have to adjust it out, put the belt on, but that's how she's gonna look.
Yeah, it's gonna be over like that.
All right, here's like a rough mock-up of the hydro boost in there. Clears the hood there. Obviously there's pieces here, but what we had to do is, you can see the original holes there. We're gonna have to make a little bracket, which Sam already cut out, which is gonna go here. It's gonna cut out the hole to put it on that piece over there. So let me show you from the inside how it looks. And it's funny, oh, it's a bolt-on piece. Yeah, right, nothing's bolt-on, but you can kind of see there where it used to be, and we're gonna have to take that off. So let's take it off.
All right, put one in somewhere, Danny.
It's like a glove, huh? Just like a glove, Sam?
Yeah. Ain't nothing hit like a glove.
Just like a glove.
One side so the other side gets jealous and clamps down on it, you know?
Find the hole, Danny? Of course.
I had to cut the dash. You get one in yet?
Almost. That's it. That's what she said. Almost.
That's what she said.
All right, here's like a rough mock-up of the hydro boost in there. Clears the hood there. Obviously there's pieces here, but what we had to do is, you can see the original holes there. We're gonna have to make a little bracket, which Sam already cut out. All right guys, so today we're gonna be talking about brakes. That's the first thing we got. So I got this nice package from Willwood Engineering. See what we got here. Oh, this is the heavy one. That's the good stuff there. I think all the rotors, pads in here. And I think I got portioning valve and lines in here. So let's let's unbox this puppy. All right, so here is the master cylinder. Here's the master cylinder, but here's the brake booster. In a sense, it's a booster, but it's called Hydro Boost. So it utilizes your power steering pump to go through here and give you about 2,000 PSI of pressure to be able to obviously push the pedal and get it to brake. So obviously the motor's in there now. I mean, you can see, and that's where my original master cylinder would go. But with this new unit with the Hydro Boost, it's cool. They give you a little template. So obviously, you know, that's kind of where it bolts, right? I have to cut this open. I have to cut away all that area for this puppy to fit. So you can see how the brackets bolt, and then this is a bigger area, so I have to cut that out, and then that'll bolt to the original location. Show you on Oscar's car, obviously, you know, this motor is not as tall as how it is now. His is a lot smaller because it's the original 302. So let's walk over there and I'll show you the difference. So here is Oscar's car. It's almost done, coming together. Really nice, very nice. Original motor. He put headers. You know, he did intake manifold. You know, bigger radiator. He also did disc brake conversion, but obviously same car. So you can see how lower the motor sits versus mine. You know, mine's like way up here. So obviously his bolt-on, it bolts right in, there's no issues. Obviously he still has the stock shock towers, which I don't have, but you can see how much bigger that unit is, and you know, mine would be in the way of that. So, you know, I have to be able to open it up so that it can sit higher on the firewall, so that I can install the Hydro Boost without having any clearing issues. But it's coming together. All right, guys, here's another topic that I forgot to mention. I think I might have mentioned on part 2 is, see that area right there? These Mustangs don't come with a power steering because they're equipped with electric steering, so they don't utilize that. But for my Mustang and for the power steering rack that's there, I need a power steering pump. Also, for my brake system, if you remember, I have a Hydro Boost, so I need a power steering pump to power that as well, which Top Street Performance came through. Let's check it out. So here we have the kit from Top Street Performance, which they provide a whole system that, obviously that's how my motor is here. There's nothing there, but obviously I have my factory AC compressor and nothing here. So what this kit does, it replaces your new AC compressor and provides a bracket so you can mount. This is the power steering pump here, which, you know, all the pulleys for everything that go here. Got the pulley for the front, the cover for the compressor, idler pulley, all the wonderful hardware. We got some spacers that go in between the brackets, and we have that little wonderful adapter plate that I believe goes on this unit here for the AC. All right, so the kit consists of obviously various pieces here that you see, but Top Street makes it easy. It tells you what it comes with: all the mounting points, idler spacers, power steering pump, the pulley, the AC compressor, and all the main brackets. So we go to here, obviously we got to mount the bracket onto the motor, and it kind of shows you how to get everything aligned. Then you can kind of see where AC compressor is there. You got the idler, got the pump up there, mounting the stuff for the AC, got everything lined up with the pulley system, and that's how it should look like after it's installed. So you can see what it looks like now and what it will look like. So we are gonna start tearing this apart, get the AC off, and start mocking everything up. And we need that as well too, because we're going to be mounting an old Air Products AC system in this car, so that'd be good to have that compressor in there. So let's do it. What's up, YouTube? We're going to be installing the brake kit, the Willwood brake kit, which I love. From Willwood, everything's packaged real nice, tells you exactly where everything has to go. So let's check it out. All right, so here we got the hub assembly. So, you know, very detailed instructions how everything goes together. We like to pack all the bearings and the seals, put the seals on. This is already installed, but this is pretty much the hub. See how that's pretty much your lug pattern. It comes with 2 different lug patterns. We're keeping the stock lug pattern. So this is one side assembled. And then here's the other one mocked up with the rotor installed. Not installed, we still have to torque all these, but it's looking good. Everything's all, you know, packaged nice. The proportioning valve, the lines, everything. So we're gonna get these mocked up and then we can mock them up on the vehicle as well. All right, so you got to make sure you lube it up, guys. You guys know what I'm talking about. Lube up that shaft. Make sure it's nice and lubed up before you stick it in, because you know you don't want it to hurt or damage anything. So make sure you lube up both sides. There's a hole. There's a shaft. Lube it up and slide her in. There it is. See how easy that slides in, guys? Take notes. Never put it in dry.
I'll get the lubricant.
There's no time for lubricant.
There's always time for lubricant!
Another thing we can't neglect to talk about is how we're gonna run the new hydraulic clutch. But good thing McLeod came through with a clutch master cylinder setup that'll work for the Mustang back here. Let's go through the box. So here's the box we got from McLeod. It comes with everything you need. It comes with the nice bracket. It comes with the line that we need. It comes with the reservoir. Their adapter that goes in. Use a Willwood clutch master. Comes with all the brackets, hardware. Comes with some nice instructions. You kind of see there where it's supposed to go. It's gonna go right next to the master cylinder. You can kind of mock it up while we have the car on the lift. It's gonna be something along these lines there. We're gonna have to drill the hole there to go in through the firewall and connect to the pedal. But now that we modified the brake system, we're gonna see how we can make that work still. So we'll go through that and we can make sure we go through everything and everything's gonna fit as we go.
Well, you got no f***ing hair around the front of a...
Have it had hair, huh?
Oh, yeah. Just spit on it. Much better brake system than your brother's.
He says his will stop better.
Huh?
His will stop better, he says.
Maybe this will stop at all.
All right, guys, we're gonna get started on the rear brakes now. We got everything in from Willwood, the correct kit. We had some issues with the bearing size, but we got the correct backing plate to go on it. So here's the original rear differential. So let's go over that. So here's the original differential. It's been already rebuilt, has a posi track in it. These are the axles by themselves. We have to take them off from here to install the new brake kit. As you can see here, Samuel has already installed it, but we ran into an issue with this bracket. This is the original bracket that holds the bearing in there. So, you know, Willwood provided another bracket that's gonna go pretty much in its place. That goes right, you know, right in between there. So this won't come off unless we're gonna have to cut it off, Sam, or what?
Cut it off or press the bearing off.
I think better cutting, right?
Yep.
Cut that off then.
Stand back.
All right, as Sam is cutting away there, here's the emergency brake. It's built into the hub, which is pretty cool. And there they are, voila. Thank you, sir. So this is the new brake system that's gonna be going. Here's that bracket I told you about that holds now the bearing, which is what flew off. That was the old one. This is the new one. Here's the rotor, comes real nice, drilled and slotted, tells you what way it's supposed to go. So let's get her on there. So now we got this piece on here, cut away the old one. There is the new piece in there. We'll put the bolts in there. Then we can put our rotor on, then our caliper, and this side should be done. And we're gonna repeat and do that to that side. One little detail I forgot to do was to paint the spindles because they come bare metal. They're gonna rust, so let's paint them. Look at that, beautiful. Woo! Yeah.
The next day.
Hey, good morning, guys. Here on the next day on the build on the Coyote swap Mustang, we are working on the brake lines. So You can see we already kind of started connecting everything or running it. So let's give you guys a little short peek of what we got. So here are some of the lines that we already, which are the shorter lines. I think there's going to be the axle lines for the back of the rear axle. They're going to go over that. This is from a company called Inline Tube. Sell all the brake lines prefabricated and they're really nice. They're stainless, so they won't rust. They're not like the regular steel lines. You can kind of see from the bottom here, we kind of ran the hard lines through the top of the motor and come out to the passenger side, which come out on this side, and then we have the other line that comes out on this side, and the one that goes to the back that runs all along the side there all the way to the back, which right here is a little bit long, but what me and Sam were talking about is mounting it there. From here, there's going to be a soft line that tees from here to this side, and then from there there's going to be a soft line that floats, so as the suspension is going up and down, you know, it's not a hard line. So we're going to get those lines on there, and then we can connect it to the master cylinder. And while I have you guys under here, kind of go over the back disc brake setup. It's already installed, got the rotors, the e-brake that's built in underneath, the caliper mounted, so which was ideal because we need to be able to find out, you know, how all the lines are going to connect, how everything's going to go. We ran into a little issue yesterday, but we got it corrected. I'll show you guys here. So here, obviously, here's the caliper for the rear, and it comes with this 90-degree fitting. It's 90 degree, goes into this, wraps and goes into the axle right here, no problem, right? But because this car has a 4-link suspension, here is one of the components that bolts. Look at where it lands, right next to the caliper. It clears, everything clears, but we can't use a 90-degree fitting there because obviously it would hit. So we had to use our handy dandy drill bit, drill through that piece and go buy a straight fitting from our local parts store, so we can go straight out through there, and then, you know, we're gonna mount it, you know, obviously to the differential there. But that's what we had to do, because if not, there's no way we could have mounted this caliper with the 90-degree fitting. So that's done, so we're gonna plumb the rest of it. All right, so we got this little doohickey here that's it's a bleeder. It's a bleeder for the clutch that didn't have that before, but you can see how close we are there.
Put that in there.
So let's try.
You gotta go in there though. You got the right side going in?
All right, guys, got a little update on the Mustang. We got a lot of stuff done. We got the brakes plumbed. We got brake lines all the way plumbed to the back axles, to the calipers, to the front calipers, from the calipers to the proportioning valve to the master cylinder. So we're gonna bleed out the brake. Also, had to buy an extra, like almost like it's like a Y splitter for the clutch, because it's a hydraulic clutch. So we had to get a piece from McLeod to fit onto the throttle bearing. So we put that so there's a bleeder, and now we routed that up to the clutch master, so we're gonna bleed all that stuff out. We're not gonna be able to do the fuel system because the Aeromotive fuel tank is like, they're building it or back ordered, just like with a bunch of parts. So we're gonna finish off doing this on it, and I'll show you guys what we got. What's up, guys? Got a special package that came in today. Parts are flowing in, day out, you know, stuff back ordered, whatever. So we're just adapting to it, but got something you can see there, wheels. So these wheels, special shout out to US Mags, Darwin from Wheel Pros for coming through, delivering the wheels. These are gonna be like the test fit wheels that I'm gonna use on the build to like drive the car. And I needed wheels anyways, because running the bigger disc brake kit, I can't put my regular 14s or 15-inch wheels. So, you know, I hit my boys over there at Wheel Pros, and they hooked it up. So let's open them up. Look at those puppies. Oh yeah, look at that lip on that thing. So these are 18 by 9.5s that I'm gonna be running in the back. So these are, like I said, it's a temporary set, but that gives me a baseline of what I can do when I make the custom wheels. I might order a spacer, because now that I have the 4-link, you know, there's things that are a little bit closer. Oh my God, look at the lip on that thing. Love it. Let's throw it on there. All right, so let's mock up these wheels. Do a quick set before we put it on.
Wow.
Oh my God, looks so good. Wow. Woo! I can crawl up and sleep on that puppy. But joking aside, this is really nice. I'll kind of pull the camera closer so you can see, but I mean, it's really close here, which obviously we changed the offset. You know, we have a good profile here. Just 2 bolts just to mock it up. So let me show you guys here, like a little closer look on, obviously kind of like a side profile. See, it still has a lot of room here. So I think if we bring this out, you know, a little bit more, it'll be a little bit closer to the quarter panel, because obviously this is a wide body. It's a lot, you know, obviously it's going to change the offset. In the back there, I don't know if you guys can see, is how close it is to there, but it's clearance. So gonna see everything clears back there. She thick though. She thick.
Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, hella ass.
All right, so let's mock up the front. Obviously the front is a lot smaller. It's 18 by 8 in the front, and the rear was 18 by 9.5. So I think I can probably fit a 10.5 back there, but 8 should be enough. I'm still considering to match the rear wide body is doing a little flare, kind of like my Datsun has a little flare here. That'll give me a little bit more room to go a little bit wider, but let's mock it up. Oh my God, look at that. That looks nice. And it gives a really nice profile. So obviously you see the Willwood brakes in the back, the red calipers, everything just looks nice, uniform. Very nice spacing, turning wise. Let me put 2 of these on here. And turning too, like it looks like it clears from there, clear. There clear, so I think overall it's, you know, good profile. You guys can see too. See the gap there. So overall, I mean, I think it's a great wheel. It looks nice, feels up, shows the brakes, everything good. So it's gonna be a good wheel to start off. And obviously I needed to bleed the brakes and, you know, put it on the ground, roll it, see how the suspension, you know, reacts with the weight and all that, so we can do adjustments. So I need a set of wheels. And so US Max came through, I appreciate it. And now we just have to get some tires on it. But I'm happy with the progress we got done today. So let's check up next day. Here's a little bit more progress, which is kind of a while away until we finish it, but we trimmed up the tunnel there, and we're making up mock-up pieces. It's gonna come up and then drop down. We're gonna have to open that up. So that'll probably be in the other video once we kind of get that mocked up right, because we have to mock up the drive line, and then we have the shifter over there, so we have to mock that up, but that'll be a next one. But all right guys, so we got a lot of stuff done on the car. So we went through brakes, master cylinder, brake lines, clutch master cylinder, all the lines to the hydraulic bearing. We went through a little bit of the tunnel installation, just all the little different components that kind of, you know, go into the build. You know, it's not something, oh, you throw a Coyote swap in there. There's a lot of little things that have to be done. The power steering component for the power steering pump that we put in, and, you know, the hydro boost, we still have to do all the lines to that. But like I said, parts kind of trickling in. We still need to get the fuel tank. It hasn't came in, so we can run the fuel lines. But I feel like we got a lot of stuff done, one step closer to getting this thing finished. So I want to thank you guys for your guys' support on the channel. Click the subscribe button, hit the notification so you can get all the new updates that come up on the builds that we're doing. And I just want to thank you guys for your support. Here at SOS Customs, we got you covered.